Welcome back to Stoic Algo. Now, I know many of you watching are probably trying to improve yourselves in relationships. Maybe you've been wondering, what makes a man truly unforgettable in a woman's eyes? Well, here's the thing. Women don't forget the men who possess certain qualities, but these qualities aren't just about charm, good looks, or the perfect pickup line. Today, I'm going to break down 6 Stoic things that make a man unforgettable, and these are traits that women remember long after the first meeting. But here's the twist. These aren't just any things. These are Stoic principles, ancient wisdom that can not only help you be unforgettable in a relationship, but can also bring you inner peace and strength. So if you're ready to dive into what makes a man truly memorable through the lens of Stoicism, stay tuned, because we're about to get real. Principle number 1. Emotional control. First up, let's talk about emotional control. One of the most powerful traits a man can have is emotional control. And no, I'm not saying you should suppress your feelings or bottle things up until you explode. What I'm talking about is being able to control your reactions in challenging situations. Women notice when a man doesn't lose his cool at every little thing. They remember the man who, no matter what's going on in his life, remains calm, composed, and level-headed. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever been in a situation where things were spiraling out of control and you just knew you were about to lose your temper? But instead you took a step back, took a deep breath, and handled the situation with dignity? That, my friend, is Stoic wisdom in action. The Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus often spoke about how our happiness and peace of mind depend on how we react to external events. When we control our emotions, we create a sense of stability, something that's highly attractive in a man. For example, imagine you're in a heated argument with your partner. Instead of reacting impulsively, you take a moment, reflect on the situation, and respond thoughtfully. You don't get caught up in the drama. You lead with calm confidence. Guess what? That's something she'll remember. That's a man who's grounded in his emotions. Principle number 2, self-awareness. I'll be honest, a lot of guys have no idea how they come across in relationships. They don't know their own flaws or strengths. But the man who is self-aware, who knows his strengths, weaknesses, and behaviors, is rare. And rare is attractive. Think about it. Self-awareness isn't just about knowing what makes you tick. It's about recognizing how your actions affect others. Have you ever said something to someone and immediately thought, "Oh man, I shouldn't have said that"? Well, the Stoic teaches us that self-awareness isn't about being perfect. It's about recognizing when we've made a mistake, owning it, and learning from it. Women don't forget the man who reflects on his actions and actively tries to better himself. It's the man who says, "I messed up, but here's how I'm working on it." That's a man who stands out. So ask yourself, how self-aware am I in my relationships? Do I own up to my mistakes, or do I try to hide from them? Principle number 3, integrity. All right, number 3, integrity. This one is a game changer. We all know that trust is the foundation of any great relationship, and integrity is the key to trust. Integrity means doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. It's sticking to your word and being honest, not just when it's convenient, but all the time. And trust me, women never forget the man who stands by his word. When you make a promise and follow through, it shows character. It shows that you have honor. This is where Stoicism shines. The Stoic philosophers believed that living with virtue and honesty was the ultimate way to live a fulfilling life. Think about it. Wouldn't you rather be with someone who is always honest with you, even if the truth isn't what you want to hear? That's the type of man women respect and remember. And when things get tough, when the world around you is falling apart, it's your integrity that will keep you grounded. It's your ability to act with honor in the face of adversity that will make you stand out. Principle number 4, empathy. It's easy to get caught up in our own world, especially when we're chasing goals or working on personal growth. But empathy is a trait that makes a man stand out in relationships. It's the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. Women remember the man who listens, who validates their feelings, and who takes the time to understand what they're going through. In fact, empathy is a key part of Stoic philosophy. While Stoics focus a lot on self-control, they also teach us to consider other people's perspectives and to act with kindness and compassion. Now, this doesn't mean you need to be a therapist, but it does mean that you should take time to listen and understand your partner's emotions. Instead of brushing things off or becoming defensive, show genuine care for their feelings. Empathy can transform a relationship from ordinary to extraordinary. When you make someone feel seen and heard, they'll remember you forever. Principle number 5, discipline. Now, this one might not sound as sexy at first, but hear me out. Discipline is the backbone of success in any area of life. It's about staying focused, putting in the work, and not giving up when things get tough. Women notice the man who is disciplined in his work, his goals, and his habits. They remember the man who is committed to improving himself, day in and day out. When you wake up early, stick to a healthy routine, and give your best effort in everything you do, you show a level of commitment and drive that is magnetic. Discipline doesn't just apply to your career. It applies to how you treat others, how you keep your word, and how you show up in your relationships. Women respect the man who is consistent, who's always improving, and who doesn't quit on himself or others. And that's something they never forget. Principle number 6, leadership. Finally, we have leadership. The Stoics believed in taking responsibility for your life and your choices, and in doing so, you naturally become a leader. This doesn't mean you have to be the boss at work or the head of an empire. It simply means that you take charge of your life and make decisions that reflect your values. Women notice the man who leads with purpose, a man who isn't afraid to make tough decisions, but who does so with the best interests of those around him in mind. It's about being the kind of man who inspires others, who sets an example by how he lives, and who encourages others to be their best selves. Leadership is about taking responsibility for your actions, for your life, and for your relationships. Final Stoic message. So there you have it, the 6 Stoic things that women never forget about a man. Now remember, these aren't just abstract concepts. These are traits that you can practically apply every day in your life. If you want to stand out, be remembered, and build lasting relationships, start embodying these Stoic principles. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to Stoic Algo for more content, and drop a comment telling me which Stoic principle you think is the most important in relationships. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.